Kelly. I am the president of Hartford Memorial United. Some of you all saw me today as I was driving you to the facility. You didn't know who I was, but I'd like to welcome you to our first substance abuse and prevention workshop. We are Hartford Memorial United. This is our culmination of our Men's Month activities. We had a great month, and we happen to have a leap year, and so that means that we get one extra day, so we're going to use it. And we're going to take this time out to learn about men's health.
Okay, now we have 2 tracks set up for today. So if you are under the age of 21, please stand up. Hello? All right, let's give them a round of applause. Right now, I would like all of you to walk to the rear of the room, turn to your right, and go all the way down to the end of the hall into the youth lounge. And there we're going to give you a youth focus group so we can gather some data and understand what you think and what you don't think and what you like and what you don't like, so that we can develop a specific strategy to address your needs. Yes. To the youth lounge, perfect. And Reverend Fields, who is our youth minister, is going to go with you. And we have Jennifer Zulik from Go Media, who will be back there to help you with the project. Thank you very much. Now, I'm going to call on Mr. Reginald Pelzer to come up and introduce our speaker.
As Mr. Arbuckle mentioned, my name is Reginald Pelzer. I'm actually a member of the coalition, and I'm honored to introduce one of our keynote speakers this morning. So, his bio is in the book here, but Reverend Horace Sheffield is an on-air radio personality for 1200 AM WCHB as the host of On the Line, and an on-air television personality for Channel 38 WADL as the host of Real Talk Weekly. He is also the pastor of New Destiny Christian Fellowship, which has churches in Detroit and Brooklyn, New York. Reverend Sheffield is the CEO of the Detroit Association of Black Organizations, chairman of the Detroit Ecumenical Ministries Alliance, and founder, former president of both the Detroit and Michigan chapters of the National Action Network. Please help me in welcoming Reverend Horace Sheffield.
Well, let me just guarantee that I think my presentation will be shorter than the introduction. How many of y'all like short speeches? I do. I'm here because Mr. Arbuckle invited me, and one of his many gifts is he has a way of pressing folk into service. He just finds stuff for you to do, and he won't let you not do it. I want to acknowledge a good friend of mine, Dr. Freeman Culver's here from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Dr. Culver runs the historic Greenwood Chamber of Commerce, which was the area that was bombed by the U.S. Air Force in 1921. The first time that the U.S. military was used in the domestic altercation. It's also known as Black Wall Street. It's a historic project. He's been in town with me since Thursday. And we're getting ready for the 100th centennial observation of that horrid event. So I was asked to talk about faith, family, fitness, and finances. So it's only fitting to begin with faith because each of these requires help. When I think about faith, faith to me is what my grandmother would say, recognizing that it requires something other than us. Old folks didn't have a lot of education, but they have a lot of sense. And my grandma would always say, baby, it takes something other than us. And that's what faith is for me, something other than me. And I probably...
Metro Detroit. And what we do is we try to provide people with a way of connecting with Holy Spirit in their body. There are a lot of misconceptions about yoga, especially in faith-based communities. So what we try to do is connect people with God and their body as a way of helping them with their mind, their spirituality, and their fitness. So we're going to take you guys through, this is my husband, DeAndre, he's going to take you guys through just a very small yoga session. We'd love for you to just open up your hearts, open up your minds to participate. I promise it won't hurt. Someone just asked me if it'll hurt, it won't hurt. And so we just thank you for your time. We won't be before you long, okay?
Big inhale up, arms up. Palms together. Exhale, hands to heart. Big inhale.
Dang! Give me a headache. Tilt the head back. You know what? Just save my life. You're gonna tilt the head back. You're gonna insert in one of the nostrils, and then you're gonna push the plunger. It's not gonna go all the way in. You only insert it as far as your fingers. Do not take it apart and stick it up the nose. Only as far as your fingers, and you push the button. Right? All right. Now. We did all that, you tilt the head back, etc. I have stopped breathing, so now you are going to do rescue breathing for me. On your table is a face shield, undo the face shield. On the table, you got a face shield, undo the face shield. Follow the directions on the face shield and put it on my mannequin. Do not put your lips on.
Willie's impressive professional career in mental health, physical health, and finance fields spanning nearly 3 decades. He earned both his Master's of Art in Economics and Master's of Science Finance degrees from Walsh College. He received his Bachelor of Arts in Psychology from William Tinsdale College. He has served the mental health community most recently as Executive Director and Chief Financial Officer of the Oakland Community Health Network. He has worked as a healthcare business analyst with Maryland Healthcare Systems, and was also a marketing director for Blue Cross of Michigan Healthcare System. I would like to present to some and introduce to others none other than Mr. Willie E. Brooks, Jr.
On a personal note, we are truly flattered that he took the time to come out, because the funding that he controls I think is covering most of us in this room. So thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. How are you doing today? Can you hear me okay? Very good. You know, I was glad that I was not the one that was going to become in between your food. I'm not holding up anyone. I just want to talk a few minutes. First, I just want to thank you for the opportunity to come here. All of the wonderful providers that are here, many of the great things that they do. Let's just give them a hand. I don't know how much time I have, but I think the lights go off at 11. Won't be that long. I want to talk a few minutes on the theme, the value of a man. The value of a man. You know, through my life, I had a hard time trying to figure out what I really wanted to do in life, what career path that I would take. One thing I did know was that I cared about people. And I wanted to do something that I felt could make a difference. But I didn't know what that difference would be. I started out many years ago in computers. I thought maybe if I learned how to work computers and change things electronically that it would make a difference. Spent 20 years at Blue Cross working with computers, chief systems analyst. designing computer systems, making changes, and I thought that that was something that was wonderful, that was making a difference in life. But the more I worked, the more I realized that that wasn't it. There was more out there that I wanted to attain. So I went back to school and I decided to get involved in psychology. I thought maybe if I became a counselor, particularly a family counselor, that could make a difference in the lives of individuals. And being a counselor definitely made a difference. Specialized in family counseling, dealing with men. And one thing I noticed that there was a common problem that families had. Can anyone guess what a common problem that families have?
Communication.
Money. Who said money? You said money? You said money. I found out that one of the biggest problems that families were dealing with was managing money. That people did not understand the value of money. As a matter of fact, if you look right now, the leading cause of divorce is no longer infidelity. It is the mismanagement of finances. One of the worst things that you can do in a marriage is to lose your job. If you lose your job, you're going to have some trouble. If you don't know how to manage finances, you're going to have trouble. Even when you are dealing with addiction, what makes your family separates from you is not the addiction, but the cost of the addiction. Managing money is crucial in life. In my job now, if I don't know how to manage money, I'm going to have issues. So in order to deal with the fact that money was such a major factor in families, I went back to school again. They got a lot of money on me out of the school system. And I went back and studied economics and finance and became a licensed financial counselor and understood the value of money itself. And I began to work with families, to help families manage their finances, to work with young men, to help them manage their finances. And finances truly made a difference in people's lives. Teaching people the value of money, teaching people to be responsible, truly made a difference. However, finances was not the final solution. Even though understanding the value of money was important and it changed individuals' lives, I found out that there was still something missing. So what did I do? I went back to school. The fifth time, the fifth degree. And this time I studied theology. And theology taught me something different. In theology, I learned this, and I'm going to try and sum it up. It says that what is man that God is even mindful of a man? And the Son of Man that God would even visit a man. Theology taught me that God made man a little lower than the angels. And that God actually gave man glory and honor. And as I kept studying, I realized that all of the creation that God made, God actually gave man dominion over his creation. And everything that is under the feet of man, God gave to man. So then, when I put everything together, I realized that the most important thing was not really the value of money and understanding the value of money, but in reality, the true value is the value of the man who manages the things that God has given them.
All right.
And when people begin to have value in themselves, lives begin to change. I'll give you an example. Many times people find that they have value by the amount of gold chains that they can put around their neck, or the amount of exposure that they can have to show people that they have wealth. But true value is when a man knows how to manage the things that God has given them. Having gold chains does not add to your value. But what adds to your value is the ability of keeping bill collectors off your porch. That's real value. Some people think that value in a man is found in how many children they can produce. But producing children does not add value to a man. I mean, think about it. Cats can have kittens. Dogs can have puppies. Horses can have ponies. But that does not really make them a man. What makes them a man and what adds to the value of man is not producing children, but actually providing for children. You know, I have 4 children myself, 3 in which I adopted. And I did not actually have to produce children to understand the value of being a man. Taking care of children truly adds value. At Detroit Wayne, one of the things that we do is that we try to add value to the lives of individuals. This is a job that you go into not because of the money, but because of the love of value. You know, that is why we serve over 75,000 individuals, trying to add value in their lives. And the suicide presentation that was presented today by Trent, it showed the importance of adding value to the lives of men. Men have, 3.56% higher in suicide rate than women. Once you begin to add value, you begin to lower those numbers.